Good morning, welcome to Lockhart Cadillac. My name is Matt Mustafa, and I'm going to be presenting the all-new 2020 Cadillac CT5. Now the CT5 has a long history that follows, or that kind of precedes this specific model. This specific model, the CT5, is replacing the CTS. CTS started back in 2003. It went through 3 generations of changes, and now we've got the brand new CT5. Now this particular vehicle is going to fit between our the models of the CT4, which is going to be a little bit smaller, a compact sedan, and then our CT6, which is our full-size sedan. Now, if it's going to be anything like our CT6, this car is going to be off the charts and absolutely amazing when it comes down to performance, handling, technology, style, luxury, fit and finish, everything. You think about it, when you look at the CT6, this is just a miniature version of that car. Now, a little bit about the history of Cadillac. Been around for 118 years. Cadillac has always been at the forefront of technology and innovation. Something that Cadillac prides themselves on, and certainly as well as safety, performance. Look at the Cadillac racing, how much they have just taken storm in the industry for racing itself in different segments, and Cadillac has always been at the top. When they get their hands on it, they are the best, they perform the best, and they want to be the best. Alright, the CT5 comes in 3 different trim levels. So we have a new wide platform that Cadillac created. You have the luxury trim level, which is the new entry level, and then it splits off. You have the option for a premium luxury or a sport trim level. This particular car that we're looking at right now is the sport trim level. Essentially between the 2 models above the luxury, it's really aesthetics. Aesthetics on the outside give it a different look, as well as a little bit of a feel in the driver's seat, thicker steering wheel, a little bit more contoured seat for that sportier feel. I'm going to kind of dive into this particular car since it's sitting in front of us. Something that Cadillac has always prided themselves on for many, many years, and its very signature, is the waterfall LED lights right here, which are your daytime running lamps. And then finally, Cadillac, across all the models, has implemented all LED headlights, which is really, really huge. So for the longest time, we've had halogen projector beam and what we call HID, high intensity discharge. Those are the things of the past. They create extra heat, and they're not as bright or visible across the plane in front of you. What the LED actually does, it's cooler, and it's going to last a lot longer, so the chances of you having to replace a headlight in the lifetime of this car is very, very slim. But the view of it is going to project out further wide as well as further out, giving you a wider band of what you can see in front of you. And then also Cadillac has the integrated IntelliBeam, which is your auto high beam. So when there's a vehicle in front of you, it'll auto dim and bring up the high beams when there's nothing out in front of you. Okay. Now, when we focus to the front of the vehicle, something that Cadillac really wanted to bring out in the CT5 is the aerodynamics and the stance of the vehicle. They wanted to make it very aggressive, very bold looking. When you have this huge, big opening, bold grille with this massive Cadillac crest, right, or the shield right here in the front, everything flows, everything's symmetrical and designed to be just to kind of flow. If you see the lines, everything kind of just all flows together all the way to the back, kind of giving you a sleek look. When I mentioned the stance of the vehicle, so the CTS had a 2-inch overall, was 2 inches longer overall. So the CT5 is a little shorter, but it increased its wheelbase by 2 inches. It pushed out the actual width of the car 1.5 inches to 2 inches from the front to the rear respectively, giving it a wider stance, trying to push the wheels out as far as it possibly can, giving it better handling and better performance on the car. Okay? I'm going to open this up real quick. Now, standard with the CT5 is the 2-liter turbo, 237 horsepower. Now, obviously, the horsepower dropped about 60 horsepower, or excuse me, about 40 horsepower on the from the CT5 from the CT6. Geez, the CTS to the CT5. But what they allowed, because it has a twin scroll turbo, is your torque, your peak torque in the vehicle is available between 1,500 and 4,000 RPMs, and this is very important because all turbos in most manufacturers, your max torque is available on the high end of the RPM range. So there's a little bit of a turbo lag. Having that power immediately available through all 10 speeds of the transmission is very, very important because it's instant power instantaneously through the turbo in the engine itself. So very, very responsive, even though it has a little bit less horsepower and torque in the car. Okay? Now, as we focus in here, nobody ever really looks underneath the hood, but this is important. When you're looking here, when you look at the seals all the way around, and then you look at the firewall, there's a lining that covers the firewall itself, giving you extra insulation inside the firewall, allowing that sound not to radiate into the cabin. But not only, I mean, it's right here, even on the wheel well right here, where it goes underneath the wheels, and that's important, so you're not getting the sound from the rock and the road radiating into the cabin, or the engine compartment into the cabin, so that's important. Solid feel, it's not rattly, not tinny, great quality that Cadillac puts together. Now, sound barrier. Acoustic laminated window, acoustic laminated front windows here, and this is important for sound barrier as well, so that sound's not traveling into the cabin. The side of the doors, the floorboard, the headliner, all of that is completely enclosed in extra insulation, allowing, for one, temperature variance, so the car heats up and cools down a lot quicker than most manufacturers. Also, the sound barrier, and that's how you have a sports car here, but yet you have a luxury vehicle that's super quiet, and that's what really Cadillac prides themselves on. Not a whole lot of luxury cars can say that, okay? Aesthetically on the outside, we're going to follow with the sport theme here. You're going to have the blacked out trim all the way around, the color-coded handles, which I absolutely love, and then you've got the black side skirts down here. These are all visual aesthetics I kind of want to point out just to show you what's going on with the sport. The wheels on the CT5, standard 18-inch wheels. You do have a new self-sealing tire, so if you do get a nail in there, the tire will kind of self-seal over that, allowing you to drive to be able to where you need to get to wherever you need to go. When you upgrade to the 19-inch wheels, which are, I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Cadillac has come out with some amazing design CT5 wheels, all run flat tires. The huge benefit behind the run flat tires, you can drive 50 miles an hour to get somewhere safe, get to a Cadillac store, tire place, get that replaced. It doesn't matter if there's a big hole in the middle or the side of the tire. You're going to be able to get the structure of the tire allows you to get to where you need to be. All right? Now, something that they changed, even though the vehicle's shorter, they extended the wheelbase, and this is very important by doing this because of where the rear axle sits allows more leg room in the bottom floorboard to be pushed back, allowing 2 inches more leg room in the CT5 versus the CTS. And this is huge. I mean, I'm not a tall guy, I'm 5'7", but plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom, absolutely amazing. We've had some colleagues and other customers that have sat in the vehicle, 6 foot plus. You can get in the CT5, not a problem at all, okay? Now focus to the back here. Signature LED vertical taillights. This is something that Cadillac, again, for many, many, many years has absolutely prided themselves on. This is something that's signature, and when you look from the back of it, doesn't matter if this badge was here or not, everybody is going to know that that's a Cadillac because that's been around for a long time. Now, on the back here, not much to really say about the trunk, but it does have quality trunk space. Now, it is a little bit smaller than the CTS, okay? But I'd say sacrifice 2 cubic feet of trunk space for an extra 2 inches of leg room, totally worth it altogether. And then underneath here, as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, it does not have a spare tire because of the run flat tires on the vehicle itself, okay? But this is important. Every luxury buyer is a golfer. You have plenty of space to put your golf clubs back there in the back, right? All right. Cameras. So the CT5 has the available parking package. Okay, the parking package is very important. It has the 360 camera system all the way around, front facing, side cameras on each mirror, and then you're going to have the all new camera that's back here, what I call the shark fin, that'll be placed right here on the vehicle that has that equipped on it, and that's going to give you your rear view camera mirror. So this is something that Cadillac has created. They've patented to have inside their vehicle. What it does is when you activate a lever on the rearview mirror, it's going to give you full visibility of everything behind you. Gets rid of all the obstruction on this nice sloped fastback look. The window's a little bit more angled. You have less visibility out the back window. That rearview camera mirror is definitely going to come into play big time for you. Okay. Now, last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about the fit and finish of the car. Okay. So Cadillac, there's cut, sewn, hand stitched interior with the red stitching in the actual Sport is impeccable. You have the fit and finish throughout the dash. All of that is cut and sewn, hand stitched throughout. Very, very comfortable seating, very luxury. Now, I just pinpoint again, the quietness of the ride, along with the comfort of this interior, is going to really having you enjoy this car. Just depends on what you like, whether it's performance, handling, luxury, technology. I didn't even really touch on the technology. There's so much to go over, and I really want to sit down with you inside the car, go over all that technology, and fill out exactly what you like inside your vehicle, and then we can go from there. Thank you.